Teaching is such an indispensable task of the pastors because Christianity from its beginning has always been a teaching movement. Our God is a teaching God. He's a teacher at heart. Torah in the Old Testament means teaching. The Psalms, says Psalm 60, are for our instruction. Moses taught the people. The priests taught the people. When the Son of God himself came in human flesh, he was the consummate teacher. And he discipled his men, the apostles, to be teachers. And when he ascended, he left those teachers in charge of the church as his appointed mouthpiece in the churches. And after their death, we have their writings with the Old Testament scriptures as our material for teaching in the local church. And when the risen Christ sought to put those in charge or in leadership in local churches, he chose, amazingly, teachers. Paul calls them pastor teachers in Ephesians 4:11. And Hebrews chapter 13, verse 7 can say, remember your leaders, those who spoke to you the word of God. Hebrews could consider their leaders to be those who spoke to them, that is, taught them, because leaders were teachers and teachers were leaders in the church. Christianity as a teaching movement means that those who are effective in their teaching and those who live lifestyles of character that are above reproach as Christians, in time typically become the pastor elders of the church. So teaching is indispensable in the very nature of what Christianity is. It's the teachers then that Jesus appoints to be those who also govern. So these are the two main tasks of pastor elders, teaching and leading or governing. But there's an asymmetry in those two. The teaching doesn't flow from the governing. Rather, the source of authority is Christ himself through his apostles, and the pastor elders are those who teach that authority, and Christ appoints that they be the ones who govern. So the governing flows from the teaching. The leading flows from the teaching. Those who teach the church from its authoritative sources are those who lead the church, and we call them pastors.